Welcome to SLC Fanboys, three guys who love Star Wars, comic books, gaming, movies, and fangirls. Adam Thomas, self-appointed Starfleet captain and Cylon sympathizer. Andy Farnsworth, comic book Jedi and George Lucas apologist. Tyson Webb, Comic-Con moderator and amateur Sith. These are the SLC Fanboys.
SLC Fanboys here at Sundance. We're joined by Christina Robinson. We're very excited to have you here with us.
I'm excited to be here.
And you're here promoting your own film this time, correct?
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about it. It's Emma's Chance.
Yeah, I actually have two. One that came out about a couple months ago, Emma's Chance.
Okay.
I play Lexie Smith. I'm one of the main writers at the ranch. And it's basically, it's a true story that's taking place at this actual ranch that we shot at. They don't have enough money to be able to continue saving these horses, and they're trying to find homes. Like, they're saving these animals by having this ranch. And, the movie is about trying to save or raise the money to save the ranch. And it's like a really cute family-friendly film.
Now, I'm all about family-friendly. I have 6 kids.
Yeah.
14 on down. So I like to hear about these kinds of things because,
Yeah.
I don't typically think of Sundance as the place where a lot of the family-friendly films come out. A lot of, more the edgy, the heavily artistic stuff.
Right.
But this year there's a couple. So I'm excited to hear about this one.
Yeah, it's a really cool film, and it was a really great cast. Greer Grammer, Missy Pyle, Joey Lawrence. Some of
Whoa.
Some of the really cool people.
Did you get a whoa in the movie?
A whoa? I got a whoa in the movie. Not a whoa. But
You didn't get a Joey Lawrence whoa?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, just wondering.
Joey's cool, though. I didn't know who he was. When I met him, and my dad freaked out when I told him I was hanging out with him. I was like, Joey and I were taking like a Snapchat and sending it to my dad, and my dad was like, "Oh my God." And I was like, "Who are you?" And he was like, "Your parents might know who I am." And I was like, "All right, we're going to ride horses all day."
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt with that. Now, you grew up kind of in the spotlight.
Yeah.
So most people would recognize you from, of course, Showtime's Dexter. Now, I got a couple questions about that. And actually, we have one of our Twitter followers wanted to ask you a question about this too. So, what's it like growing up as a kid on a very adult show?
Yeah. You are forced to grow up pretty early. You're surrounded by adults. You're working as a kid, which is, it's different than a lot of childhood things going on. But, you're forced to grow up pretty fast. And, but I wouldn't change it for the world. I loved it. It wasn't something that I was like pushed into or whatever. It was actually, I have a twin sister, and Dexter was her audition. I wasn't even supposed to be there.
Really?
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about your twin sister because I have twins. My youngest are twins.
Okay.
But,
yeah, I wasn't even supposed to be there, and I auditioned.
So she auditioned?
Yep. We're 7 years old. Like, we don't really know what we're doing. My mom took us to the audition, and I auditioned, and I booked it. And at the time, I really didn't understand what it meant. It was just like, oh, cool, like, I'm going to be on TV. And as the series grew, and it grew in, the years went on, it was like, whoa.
You grew up before people's eyes.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to watch for me, though. Like, when I watch it through, or I show my friends, because I'm watching myself grow up on TV, So it's like, it's cool one day when I have kids, and they're old enough to watch the show, they can watch me grow up.
And how old will they be?
I haven't really thought about that.
They'll be watching Emma's Chance a lot earlier than they'll be watching Dexter, I'm guessing.
Exactly.
What kind of work week would you have on that show when you were younger?
I was going to school at the same time, so I would probably be working 2 or 3 days out of the week for the episode, and the rest of the time I would be at school. But I don't know. My parents really helped me balance, being a child actress and, friends in school and kind of staying grounded as well as growing up in the spotlight. Like, you really have to stay grounded and not get a big head. But,
Is it easy to do? To get a big head?
Come on.
Well, I assumed that, but I wanted to be polite and assume that, you were so grounded the whole time that you never did.
Yeah, it is easy to get a big head. You have to have a good support system around you to...
Does it help to have a twin to kind of keep you in check?
She hated me, dude.
But that's what I'm saying. It kind of keeps you in check, right?
For a second, when I was doing what she wanted to be doing and getting the recognition she wanted, of course. Twins is.
And you're identical, right?
We're fraternal.
Fraternal, okay.
But of course, like being a twin, there's a major rivalry, and so.
I thought that they were pals. My 3-year-olds are pals,
No,
right?
like, of course, as we got older, we really started to
Oh,
support
okay,
each other.
okay, good.
I mean, right now,
I have boy-girl
love her
twins,
so much.
though, so I mean they're really different. It's you don't generally confuse the one for the other. With
When we were younger, the only way my parents could tell us apart, I have a freckle on my foot, and my sister doesn't, and that was the way they could tell us apart.
so fraternal, you still look that much alike, though.
When we were younger, if
Oh,
I
yeah,
showed you a
that's
picture
true.
of her now, we literally don't even look like sisters.
Ah.
So
What else? What did she end up doing? Did she try to pursue acting again, or
she was for a while. Not anymore. She goes to Penn State. Currently, she's in Africa doing school there. I'm actually going to be going to Africa in March.
Wow, what are you going to be doing there?
I'm volunteering. I'm teaching preschool and kindergarten to a small orphanage for about 2 months.
Awesome.
For 2 months, wow.
Yeah. So by myself, and I'm very excited. It's going to be very humbling.
Where in
What are you going to
Africa?
teach them?
Zambia. I'm teaching them math and English and social skills for the special classes. So,
That's cool.
yeah.
Okay, so here was our Twitter follower question, and it relates to Dexter. Did you have a lot of nightmares as a kid from working on it?
Good question. The funny part about that is that I never watched the show.
I was going to say, I can't imagine they brought you into the...
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
especially...
viewer discretion is advised. Was advised.
Well, you know, but in the promotional shot for Dexter, the one that they put out on the web and everything, there's you smiling with the big splattering of blood on your face. I'm sure that they added
Yeah.
that post, but, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, you know, when I was younger, I understood it was a scary show, and my dad was a scary guy, but a nice guy. My parents would kind of explain it to me, like, you're on a scary show, you can't watch it till you're older, and that's it.
What did you think when you watched it for the first time?
I
How old
actually
were you?
honestly didn't watch the full show until about 2 years ago. I sat down with my best friend and we watched the full show through because watching it to me, like, it's kind of weird to say, but
Right.
it feels fake to me. I watch it and I'm like, wow, look at the dead guy's vein moving. You know, or I'm like, oh, look, I can see the microphone under the shirt, you know, and I'm nitpicking.
Stuff that you know.
So, right.
Well, and it's,
Yeah, you know where to look there,
when you
so.
watch a
Right.
movie, you're remembering it from the exact opposite perspective that everybody else is
Exactly.
familiar with
So
it.
it's different. It's fun to watch things that I've done with my friends because I'll just totally spoil everything.
Did you ever catch yourself making a mistake that made it into the final cut?
I mean,
Wrong line, or you think, oh man, I knew I...
well, of course, like, whenever you film something, you're always so curious to see what the end product is because you don't know whether they might have thought, like, what you thought was the worst could be their best, you know? And so it's, like, it's always so interesting to see the final product because it might not be good to you, you know? So, of course, I've seen some stuff that I've done where I'm like, oh, gosh. Like, why did they do that? But you learn.
Okay. Now, I noticed that you're going to be the lead in a movie called Trail's End. Is that, and you're going to start filming on that soon?
Probably later this year, beginning
Okay.
of next year. But one that I wanted to talk about, Anders Manor. I just filmed that in Rhode Island. It's a horror. It actually is coming out next month. And,
okay.
The movie premise is my character Amy was in a psych ward for 4 years, and
Oh, I already
the whole
don't like
movie
this.
basically takes place in one night. When I get out, my mom, takes me out. I turn 18. And things just start.
I'm not a big fan of horror.
Yeah.
I get scared easily by that kind of stuff.
The funny part is
The psycho stuff especially.
I usually hate horror. I can't stand horror films. They scare me so bad. Whenever I go to the movie
Yeah, but it's like you said, you're in it.
Right. So, I mean, doing this, it kind of gives me a different perspective of horror films. Because now I really get to see how they're doing things, how they do, the blood gags and how everything is kind of set up. But doing this film, I actually stayed. It's called Anders Manor. We actually stayed in the manor the entire time we were shooting.
So it's a real place in Rhode Island?
It's a real place, and I kid you not, I was scared.
That sounds like a
every night.
setup, though. You're going to be staying there while you're shooting. It sounds like I would be suspicious. Like, oh, is this really the script? Is this really what
It
we're
was just spooky.
I would not.
They
be
just stirred up
comfortable
the
with that.
spirits, so they were just shooting a documentary.
And I swear this place is haunted.
Really?
I don't.
Well, it's the freakiest thing that happened.
Okay, so the first night that I was there, the producers picked me up from the airport. They dropped me off, and they left. Okay? They literally left.
They wanted to
the
get you in
manor.
character,
And
right?
it was like 11:30 at night. I didn't think I was the only person there. And so, they leave me in my room. And, I get settled in, and I go downstairs, and I'm, trying to go mingle with people. And I'm like, hello? Hello? Nobody. It's a giant manor. Nobody.
Big, huge grounds around it and everything.
I swear they did this on purpose. They wanted to because my character's really freaky in the head. So I'm pretty sure they wanted to just psych me out, day one, to get, me going. But, dude.
It worked.
It worked. It worked so bad. I called my mom that night, and I was like, Mom, I'm actually really scared. She was like, get up.
Now, so your character had been in a psych ward.
Yeah.
They didn't shoot any scenes where, like, you're strapped to a psych table or something, because that's, to me, what's always the freakiest about anything that has to do with this. Oh, okay, so that's a spoiler. Okay, so.
I can't talk about it. It's a spoiler.
Honestly, the thing of my nightmares are, like, the psych wards that, like, have rust on the tile and, like, old instruments. Yeah.
The exposed pipes.
I don't know what I can talk about.
Exposed pipe. Yeah, maybe you can't say anything, but that's fine. That's fine. But
I mean, okay, I start off in a psych ward. I get out.
Okay.
And
Or do
things
you?
go bad. Yeah, I do get out. I told you my mom picks me up. It's
Okay.
probably going to be in the back of the DVD.
Now, is that your first time in a lead role in a feature film?
Yeah, being like number one lead role, yeah.
First on the call sheet?
Yeah, it's cool though. There was some cool people in that film too. Kevin Nash, the wrestler dude.
Oh, yeah.
He was pretty fun to work with. Rachel True, who did a witch series a while back. She was really cool to work with. It was just a really cool set to be a part of, especially because we were literally working on this manor like the entire time. So it was scary, especially the basement. But it's just it's done.
So what when you're preparing as a lead, how's it different than preparing as a secondary role or a supporting role?
This
Is there more pressure?
You're carrying the film,
right?
There's definitely the pressure of if you mess up, the movie's messed up or the show's messed up. It's like you are.
But isn't some of that on the director to make sure that he's getting what he wants?
Well, yeah, but you're also cast by the director.
No, that's true.
There's a lot of pressure, but at the same time, like, you just got to do what you did to get that role. Like, you're creating this character and kind of building their story, and you kind of just got to work with that. Like, this role is the hardest role I've honestly ever had to do. She's so twisted in the head, and she's going through so much, and she's having to experience, like, she grew up, she spent 4 years since she was 14 to 18 in this psych ward, and she hasn't really experienced anything new. So it's like it's just
How much time did she have to prepare for the role? Like, once you got the script to actually shooting, did you have enough time?
I actually had to decide. I didn't even audition for this role. Actually, one of the producers from Emma's Chance had reached out to me about this and said, I need to know within 3 hours if you want to do the role.
No pressure.
And he sent me the script, and he was like, I need to know, like, by 8 o'clock or whatever.
And then the van's going to pick you up or something that night?
Well, no, it was like, I think it was about 3 weeks later.
A windowless van to drop you off at a manor.
Yeah, but I really had to decide right then and there. I read the script.
Did you imagine the cameras?
So you got like 3 hours to look at the script and
decide whether I wanted to do it.
Wow.
Yeah, and I really like challenging myself, and it was a really challenging role, and I was like, let's do it.
I would guess that for this one, you got to hold a lot of close-ups because a lot of mental stuff you've got to try to portray it in the looks without.
I'm pretty nervous to see how everything kind of turned out because it's like honestly, so much of the film I'm just crying and screaming and.
Can you cry for real?
Yeah.
How do you do that?
Okay.
My dog is dead.
Yeah, but I personally just use recall. I really just think about things in my life.
But you can do that, like you can actually.
Yeah, I can. But the hard part about this film was I was crying so much. I would think about the things that would make me cry the day before, and there would be no tears. Oh. And I was like, wow, I'm cried out from that. I have to think of something new. And so I think of something new, and I kid you not, I think all of my tears are gone because I've cried out all my problems.
In some ways, it's been very therapeutic, this film.
The benefit of this film is because I hate watching a film, and you can tell that it's not authentic, like emotion. Like I want everything to be right there, like because that's how you connect with a character. That's how you connect with a film.
Does that add pressure then to get it right in the takes where you are genuinely crying?
Yeah.
I believe that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to turn on and off, like
it's really hard.
Yeah.
Especially with the turnarounds. Like, what people don't really understand, like, well, some people do, but when you're watching a scene and it's like if somebody's crying and everything's like all these different angles are flipped around, and every time that you see the camera change,
you have to do a reset for the whole thing.
That's lighting. That's the set that's designed. So you have to sit there and either continue crying for however long it takes to set up, or stop and then restart like 15 minutes later and then do it again another 20 minutes later. You know, it's like, it's really hard.
Yeah.
Did they have to use any fake tears on you at all?
I can admit that on the last couple days, I was just so gone in my mind that, yeah, they did. But it wasn't like a fake tears. It's like a menthol thing. They blow in your eye. And
just to make it water.
Yeah. And then you just have to bring the emotion. So, little fun fact.
No, see, this is the kind of stuff that this is why one of many reasons why I'm not an actor, because that's the kind of stuff that I can't do that.
Yeah, it was really hard, but definitely worth it. A really, really cool, fun film to be.
And that's coming out next month.
Next month or in April. I don't know if there's a set date, but I know it's like the final editing is done right now, and it got picked up by Lionsgate, so that's really exciting. But
oh yeah.
Yeah.
So 2 movies coming out right away. Start filming another one next year. What else you got coming down the pipe?
I have a zombie movie that I have the script for.
Are you the zombie or not the zombie?
I'm a zombie killer, honey.
Oh,
there you go.
So I'm gonna be killing zombies. I'm really excited for that. When I don't know when that's gonna take place, but I got the offer for that, so we'll see what kind of happens. I really am just excited for 2017. It's the beginning of the new year and. New stuff.
That's great. Okay, so one of the questions we always ask if you come on the Fanboys show,
right.
You got to tell us something that you are, and you're a fangirl because we love fangirls too. What is someone or something that you're a fangirl of?
It could be a series of movies, a television series,
a person, an actor, whatever.
A genre.
What would make you fangirl out? Is there
Jennifer
anything?
Lawrence.
Jennifer Lawrence.
I'm obsessed with her.
If she walked in here right now.
I'd be so ecstatic. I feel like she's such a good actor. Like all the films that she does, she brings so much to that character. And then you watch her interviews and you like watch her just in person and she's just so real. She's always talking about the pizza. Like she'll walk down the carpet without shoes on, but you can't tell because she's wearing a long dress. Like she's just so upfront about everything and I love that about her.
I own all the Hunger Games movies.
Yes, me too.
I love them. They're great.
I was one of the people who liked Passengers.
Yeah.
Those last
I just
few
watched
scenes.
Passengers. I loved it. Chris Pratt, Jennifer. Mm-hmm.
That's every teenager's fantasy.
Honestly.
To be trapped on a ship with Chris Pratt or Jennifer Lawrence or both.
I mean, I'd volunteer as tribute. So.
Well, thank you so much. So, if anybody wants to follow you on social media, do you have any social media that they can follow?
Yeah. My Instagram is at the Christina Robinson, plain, and then my Twitter is at _Christina_R.
Okay, because I wasn't sure that was you.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to make sure
that
that was you. Okay.
That's me. And Facebook is my name,
Christina Robinson.
So.
Well, thank you so much, Christina, for joining us here at Sundance.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward. Okay, for you personally, I will see a horror movie that I would be otherwise terrified of seeing.
I'm glad.
For you personally, I will do it.
All right. I'll have to get your opinion on it, too.
Yeah.
We'll see.
I'll break it down. I'm not sure about this part because I was like this, and then there was
That's
this.
going to be me the whole movie. I'm literally going to be watching it covering my eyes. It's weird to watch yourself.
I believe that.
It's weird to watch yourself. Anyways. It's just weird. You're constantly judging yourself. I don't know.
So what are you going to think when you watch this video podcast?
I don't know. I'll probably think that was a fun podcast. Because right now I'm not acting, so I'm not.
No, that's
judging
true.
myself.
That's true.
It's kind of like this is me. So.
I like the choices that you've made here with us today.
Well, thank you.
And what you've brought to this role.
Thank you so much.
With such little prep time too.
Indeed.
Yeah. Well, new character, guys.
Christina, good luck for the rest of 2017.
Thank you.
And we'll look forward to seeing you in some more stuff. Hopefully, maybe some more TV too.
Yeah, fingers crossed.